Yo, 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 what is good, my fellow wrestling fans across the world? Welcome to a brand new weekend. Welcome to a special SummerSlam predictions episode of what we like to call the Clash of Champions, where we dive headfirst into all the storylines, controversies, personalities, and everything in between that center around this world we know and love as professional wrestling. For better or worse, I am your host, the vegan you believe in, Conscious Kurt, aka Kurt GPT, the moral conscience of America in the flesh as always. And my co-host needs no introduction, but the hell with it. He's gonna give y'all one anyway.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is his tag team partner, Jonathan Randall, the Adventurer himself. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, recently we were back for Kurt's New York Knicks celebrating their championship win. But we are back for wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for SummerSlam, which is this upcoming weekend, August 1st and August 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, coming live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, ladies and gentlemen, on the ESPN app. If you have it, SummerSlam, night 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is our prediction show, and me and Kurt are going to give you guys our predictions. Should be, hopefully, a great SummerSlam event.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I've been watching a little bit of Raw the last few weeks to kind of get into the storylines for SummerSlam. It better be a good SummerSlam because the dog shit they've been exposing everybody to on Raw and SmackDown pretty much ever since my hiatus, because I've been taking a hiatus for the last few months. They better hit a home run with SummerSlam this weekend, because if they didn't have problems before, they're damn sure gonna have problems after SummerSlam.
Kurt, I think you're going to go back to
Oh my God.
I think you're going to go back to a hiatus again if the event is not good.
Honestly, even if it is good, I'll probably still go back into my hiatus anyway. But yeah, I watched the Raw when Punk came back and won the title from Sami Zayn. That match was good, but the rest of the show was kind of like, whatever. And then I watched Raw, unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, and holy shit, were those episodes bad.
I think the only good part from those Raw episodes was Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins segments.
From last Monday, yeah, and even the Monday before on Raw was terrible. That show, I think Danhausen came out with Io Sky on his tank. I mean, that part was funny, but everything else about that show was boring, a waste of time. And for this being their second biggest event of the year, they're doing a piss poor job of getting people excited for it.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I got my son behind me right now. Say hi.
What's going on, Ezekiel? Happy early birthday, man.
But anyway, about that Danhausen thing. Look, I get it. I know wrestling is known for having its silly stories in the middle of your shows. It happens though, but I think that one situation, one segment was one of the worst segments ever.
From Monday on Raw with Joe Henry?
Yeah, and a funny story. I'm kind of like in my room. I'm kind of like dozing off, like half asleep, and then my girlfriend walks in. Samantha walks in, and I kind of wake up a little bit, and they had that segment on, and she's watching it, and I was like, oh no! Of all the things that they have to show in front of her, like they had to show that. It was embarrassing. I even told her last night during dinner how embarrassed for her to see that. It's like, you just don't get it. Like, if I want my girlfriend Samantha to watch wrestling with me, I don't want her to see that. Like, I want her to like see something that's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like a segment between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. That is something I'm kind of like, look at this. Or Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Something like that.
Yeah. Hey, look, I personally like Danhausen. I know his character isn't for everybody. I really appreciate what he did for the Knicks, so I'll never say anything bad about the dude. But I will admit, the way they've been overexposing him lately, and that segment they had him in on Raw Monday night, that did his ass no favors. And I don't want to hear people try to defend it. I don't want to hear Triple H's bullshit that he spewed in his interview on Busted Open Radio yesterday, which I'll get into in a few minutes. A bad segment is a bad segment. No matter who the performer is in it, no matter how talented they are, you cannot save bad material and bad creative. Sorry. And that's just what it was. Just
Look, I
yeah,
didn't
go ahead,
really
man.
watch it because I didn't want to. It felt like that segment got way more airtime than anything else.
It did. It did. There's people you
Horrible.
don't see on the show for weeks and months at a time, and they made time for this bullshit. Really?
Other than that, I think another light that was shed that night on Raw, Raquel Rodriguez winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship over Sol Ruca. Congratulations to her. Well deserved. I was really happy for her.
Yeah, me too. I've been, pulling for her for a long time. She's definitely gotten a lot better, especially over the last year. And I'm very happy that, she finally got to win a singles title women's side on the main roster. I mean, for the first time. Yeah, it was a good look. And funny enough, Diesel, who a lot of people compare her to, his first singles title in WWE was the Intercontinental title, and she went about and did the same thing. So congratulations to her. I know she had like a broken nose in the middle of the match, but even through all that, she still looked great celebrating, and I'm very happy for her. And I want to see where this title reign goes.
Yeah, I mean, and, the reason why I'm so happy for her because, like, for a while, for a long time, she was in a lot of feuds for a championship, thinking that, oh, maybe she's gonna get it done, and she never did. So, and she finally got it done. So I was really happy for her. So
Yeah, and they were like teasing dissension with her and like Liv Morgan at the beginning of the year, and they kind of
yeah,
like just randomly dropped that, like they dropped a lot of other things, which I'll get into later. But yeah, I'm happy that she finally got to shine in this moment, and I want to see what comes from this. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Sol Ruka because she didn't really have the title for that long, but if she had to drop it
no,
to anybody, I'm glad she dropped it to Raquel.
yeah, and she really
Yeah,
earned
so
it because
that
like
was one highlight of
she got busted open. That was crazy.
yeah. I noticed it like in the middle of the match. Like they weren't like really focusing the camera too much on her face. But I'm like, yeah, damn, she is bleeding. But through it all, she
Yeah.
got the job done. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so more power to her. So
Yes.
we'll see what this means for Judgment Day going forward and what the hell's going to happen with that group. We'll get into our predictions for that in a few minutes. But I know you heard recently that WWE's officially taking over Busted Open Radio, and now it's going to be called Radio WWE.
Yeah, I heard about that. So yeah, I didn't realize they were taking over Busted Open. So I didn't know that because I heard about WWE Radio. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
so
I don't
basically
know.
it's like WWE Radio, aka WWE Propaganda.
Propaganda.
Yeah, because
All
basically, because
lies and
Thunder
false
Rosa,
propaganda.
yeah, because Thunder Rosa used to be on the show, but obviously since Thunder Rosa is a part of AEW, she just revealed recently that she's not going to be a part of the show anymore. So,
Yeah.
and not to mention, considering that it's like a WWE like own show now, it's going to be like mainly like WWE ass kissing, WWE so great, WWE so this and that. It's not going to be like any criticism or anything to call out the product. So yeah, that's basically the whole vibe I'm getting from this whole new venture.
Wow.
And Mr. Head of Creative himself, Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, was on the show yesterday, and he was talking about like the criticism recently from fans about the product, and these are just some of the things that the game had to say. Yeah, look, whatever we're doing something right or doing something wrong, I love that passion. I love it. It's amazing. They're not always going to agree with everything that happens. And then he goes on to say it's no different than the NFL, where guys who have never played a down or a football in their life or haven't played since PB or whatever are screaming and ranting, this coach sucks. He knows nothing about football. He doesn't understand the game. Why would he run that play? And just like the NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball, people sit on the couch and yell, I'm done. I'm never watching the Knicks again. They suck. Then they win, and now they're the greatest thing ever. And then he goes on to say, it's amazing, it's passion at the end of the day, it's what we do. And I love the hate. I love it all, and it's all passion for what we do. And he also went on to say that he wishes the fans would direct that passion and criticism they have for the writers to the performers themselves, which makes a whole lot of sense considering that not the ones who write the bad material we've been getting exposed to for the last year.
Oh, um, it's not coming off in a good way.
Certain things you can't control. Yeah, just one
Yeah.
thing I've learned about Triple H, especially even through talking to Wade Keller on a show a couple of times, is that he's not very good at PR. Yeah, for these responses that he's been giving the last few months, yeah, he's just not very good at PR, and also not very good
Think
at
Vince
taking
McMahon
criticism
would have been
either.
better in that situation?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, Triple H. The best way I could describe Triple H's responses to these criticism, he's basically a toxic girlfriend because he has no accountability.
Uh, and always defending the bad stuff, man. I don't know, man. Just we've seen this before. We saw this like last year, if I remember. You know what I mean? So and we know
Yeah, when
how
he like
critical
before
he's been
WrestleMania.
ever since 2024, but after
Yeah, like when
2024.
he did
Sorry.
that. Yeah, like when he did that interview with Peter Rosenberg before WrestleMania last year, he said, "Fuck off being a critic, just be a fan, just enjoy what we give you." And then he did that interview with Stephen A. Smith last month, where he said like the WWE fans need to stop taking the product so seriously and just enjoy it. I'm like, bro, you guys are charging record amounts of money for your damn tickets, and you have your whole product stretched along like multiple different streaming services where you have to pay extra money just to watch this, that, and so and so, and you're going to tell us to not take it seriously, not be invested, or paying all this damn money to watch your damn product?
Yeah. And then the ticket prices was still an issue for the SummerSlam event. They did to the point where they had to lower it to what, $25?
Yeah, like the last I checked, they were at like 25 or 27,000 tickets compared to like the 50,000 tickets they sold last year and the year
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, when
Less
you gonna admit
attendance.
that you guys are fucking up? It's like, yo, when you guys are gonna admit that you're fucking up and that you guys are doing wrong by the fans, and this is why they're rejecting you, and this is why your ticket sales are low compared to the last few years. Like, the sooner they can open up and admit that they're, screwing up and they're doing things wrong instead of getting defensive and saying it's the fans' fault for not liking it, maybe things will actually get better, and maybe they won't come off like a bunch of arrogant, delusional assholes.
You know what? And another thing, and then I've been seeing this a lot on Twitter, is how, damn it, things were better when we had the WWE network. Because I feel bad for fans who have to pay extra just to get the ESPN subscription.
Or Netflix to watch Raw.
Yeah, and then when it make it worse, majority of the Raw episodes, the old Raw episodes are still not on there.
And on top of that, it's not even just the fact that they're charging us so much, is they're charging us so much for a product that's really not that good right now. It has not been that good overall for the last year, from the storylines they tease and then they just drop and then just never mentioned again. And the people who they build up for with momentum and they build up to be a big thing, and then they just cool them off randomly, like Braun Breaker being one example. And the John Cena retirement
Oh,
run, how that whole thing went,
yeah.
and those
And
damn
speak
ads, those
and
damn long ass ads in between matches that have been like cutting the time for matches for that matter from what we saw the night
yeah,
one of WrestleMania. Yeah, they just have
right.
a lot of red flags against them. And for people to be paying that much money for tickets and streaming services and all that, they have the right to call you out on that.
Thank you. And speaking of Braun Breaker, I feel bad for him because lately he's not been happy with creative, and I don't blame him.
No shit.
You saw
This dude
his
literally,
body language during that interview with the Vision.
yes, yeah, I saw it. I remember the end of this last year, the very end of last year, he had so much momentum. He was white hot. People were even talking about putting the title on him on the first Raw of the new
Yeah.
year. And then he lost the match to Punk. Granted, there's no shame in losing to Punk. He was having a good title reign. There's no shame in that. But then the way they eliminated him from the Royal Rumble was weird. And then he gets injured the next Monday on Raw. And then he ends up missing WrestleMania. And then he loses that feud to Seth Rollins. And now he's just basically the sidekick in the whole Vision stable when he was like literally the
Yeah.
leader of it, like what, 6, 7 months ago?
And originally he was supposed to he was picked to win the Royal Rumble. I picked him to win,
We
but
both
they
picked him.
didn't.
We both picked him.
Yeah, we both picked him, but originally the plans was for him to win the Royal Rumble that year, but it didn't happen. But it is what it is, though. But it's just I feel so bad, man. His momentum has just crashed drastically. Like
Yeah, it's sad.
He does
Him,
not need
yeah,
to be in that group. Um, Paul Heyman is really just, especially with the Brock Lesnar and Obafemi storyline, Heyman's more involved in that storyline than the Vision. And you got to remember, Seth Rollins is not even a part of it no more. So it's like, I don't even see what's the whole part of keeping that group together. You know what I mean?
yeah. Now it feels like Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory are the leaders of the group.
I don't see what's the whole point.
Yeah, that even Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio seems like he's fallen off the last 6 months too.
Yeah, and he's in that match with Danhausen on a weird stipulation. I don't even know what the stipulation is. It was like,
Money's on a pole. It's money's on a pole.
what is that?
Like I think apparently Danhausen stole Dominic Mysterio's money, and to settle it, they're gonna put the money that he stole like up on a pole, and whoever grabs it wins.
Weird.
Very
Weird.
weird. Yeah, and they make fun
Yeah.
of WCW for the Judy Bagwell on a pole matches, but yeah, they're doing this bullshit
Right.
or Viagra on a pole matches.
Oh, right, right, right.
My God.
Oh man.
Yeah, just Triple H with his responses, he comes off horrible. And maybe it's TKO telling him to respond this way, and it's possibly TKO that's forcing him to like book the storylines a certain way. But regardless,
True.
he still deserves a lot of the blame for the way the show's been going the last year and a half. Because if he wants to take all
True.
the praise for if he wants to take all the praise for how great the product is and how great the creative is, he also has to be willing to take that criticism when it's not good.
Very true. And I just um just look, just ever since the merger, it was that was like the turning point. That was like the biggest turning point. Like
Well,
ticket
not right
prices,
away. Not right away, at least.
it was slow, slowly.
I didn't start to notice a little bit of the downward spiral until the end of 2024. Like that's when I started to notice like little cracks here and there. And then throughout
Oh yeah.
2025, it just got gradually worse. And this year has just been horrible. Like I said, last year was the worst year of Triple H ever since he took over, but this year definitely tops it. And it's not
Yeah.
even over yet.
Oh, I just hope that this SummerSlam is going to be better than Mania.
It has to be. It has to deliver.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for how bad the product has been over the last year, especially, SummerSlam has to deliver.
But you know what's the one thing that I have been missing on? So okay, there is some light. So the fact that Punk is the WWE champion now and he's on SmackDown, and I said myself, and I told everybody this, that watched that's going to be a turning point for SmackDown. And guess what? These past 3 weeks, the ratings have been a little bit better.
I haven't watched it, but I have heard that it's been like slightly better compared to what it was before, and also it going back to 2 hours has helped, but it still
Yes.
needs a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Again, I think again, you need having Punk on there is something that it's needed. Let's fingers crossed. Let's hope that Kevin Owens, when he does come back, he would be on that show. I think that will help out a lot. But and then also Solo Sokoa, dude, like he's been. I didn't realize he's about to turn to a baby face, and his
Yeah, he's
mic
basically a
skills is
babyface now.
improved, huh?
Yeah, he's basically a babyface now. And yeah, one good thing I'll say
Yeah,
about Rob Monday was that promo he did like to the Usos and
yeah, that
Jacob
was
Fatu. I
funny.
have to give him credit.
It was
Yeah,
hilarious. I
people are
loved
saying
it.
never. Yeah, people are saying never turn Solo Sokoa heel again.
Right. Please keep him as a babyface. I love his mic skills. It's hilarious. I didn't realize
Yeah,
because
like I didn't
it's
really
kind of
buy.
funny.
Yeah, I didn't really buy him as like that whole like threat to Roman's empire and all that. Like when they put him in the title match with Cody at SummerSlam 2 years ago. Like I didn't really buy him per se in that role, but in this role, like yo, he's entertaining. I have to say.
Right.
Yeah, just SmackDown seems like it's slowly getting better in some ways. Like it's making some moves that'll make it a little better, but just from what I've seen, like some of the highlights, it's still like not a show I would want to sit through on a Friday night. or any night.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some room for improvement though. But look, I just they're somewhat making the right step in the right direction with having Punk on there as the champion. And look, I get it. Like some people, there was like a backlash about like, oh, taking the title away from Sammy was the wrong decision and all that. And I was kind of like, look, I knew that Sammy wasn't going to keep that title for a long time. Let's be real. Um, I mean, was it? Look, I've seen title reigns that was shorter than that. I mean, Kane, for goodness sakes, only had the championship for like one day. You know what I mean?
And
So
Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9 had it for like 90 seconds.
yeah, you know what I mean. So like stuff like this happens. I like the fact how they're keeping Sami Zayn in the title hunt with his matchup with Finn Balor in the number one contendership. But look, just stuff like this happens, man. So the one
Yeah,
thing,
unfortunately, go ahead.
the one thing I don't like is how like a lot of people are, oh, CM Punk is freaking like Hulk Hogan. I'm like, first of all, it wasn't
Relax,
Punk's idea
relax.
to be in that title that in a championship match. Number two, CM Punk doesn't politic his way like Hulk Hogan. God rest his soul. So I don't know why a lot of fans were complaining about that. That was a bit like too much.
Yeah, they were saying that like Punk became exactly what he, criticized before, like being a part timer who like steals the spotlight away from people who work hard and were there every day. I'm like,
Like
yo,
anybody
Punk
else.
was just gone for 3 months. He was only gone for 3 months after WrestleMania. He wasn't a part timer. He was just on a break.
Right.
Yeah, and that situation, I'll admit, fans complain too much. Like situations like that, I'll admit people, put too much stock into it and get too upset about it. But in any event, one person on SmackDown who I'm unhappy they're fucking over once again is Carmelo Hayes because just like he got left off the WrestleMania card, he's getting left off the SummerSlam card too.
And oh, that reminds me, surprisingly, I did not expect this. We got a returning Baron Corbin.
Oh, I saw that coming. I knew about that for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, and then he's going to be in the U.S. Championship match against um Trick Williams.
Trick
So
Williams.
yeah, kind of leaving Carmelo Hayes out of the picture again. So that's kind of, I mean, he
Yeah,
could have made
he's
it a
kind of in
triple
that
threat.
mix. Yeah, they could have very easily made it a triple threat. It would have made sense because him and Trick
Yeah,
Williams had a title match a few weeks ago, and Baron Corbin interfered and like caused the match to get thrown out. So now Baron Corbin's now just gonna get the title shot and not Carmelo.
horrible.
Yeah, and yo, they deserve to be criticized for these things. They have creative fumbles and creative holes for days that are noticeable. And the more they keep blaming the fans instead of looking inward at what they're doing wrong, the shittier and shittier things are going to get. And the more and more fans are
Look,
going to drive away in the process.
look, I have not. I don't watch WWE Unreal on Netflix.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the new season. After the second season, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to watch this show anymore.
But just seeing clips from it, yeah, now I'm really seeing why a lot of people don't like Michael Hayes.
And Bruce Pritchard too.
Yeah, just like you gotta flush out some of the writers and creative in there, man.
Yeah, and then some of those people are super like some of those people are older too. Those people like Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes, they were like what in their 50s, 60s, and they're writing for people who were in their 20s and 30s. I know they have a lot of experience and all that, but it just comes to the point where like kind of like similar to Vince McMahon, like after a while, like you have a harder time like connecting to the younger generation. Also, Pat Riley being another example with the Heat in certain cases too.
Oh well,
And
wait a
yeah, I
minute
could see
now.
them as a
So
prime
wait,
example
are
of
you?
that.
But wait a minute, they got Giannis though. But
No, they did,
they
but
got
I'm sure there's some truth to the fact that like Pat Riley in some ways might be too old school for his own good, and that could cause a rift between him and like the younger players.
Oh, like mainly for like how heat culture wants to, how
Yeah,
the
exactly.
example of heat
Yeah, I could
culture
see.
maybe.
Yeah, I could see how that could be like a little bit of an issue. And also with WWE's creative team, like their main writers are like in their 50s, 60s, writing for people who are like in their 20s and their 30s. And not to mention, all the people who are in the main events of SummerSlam this weekend are all in their 40s.
Regardless, though, I mean, they're producing some good stuff to want us to put our asses in the seats and watch. Like we're getting
Yeah,
good segments.
the card on SummerSlam looks good on paper. I'll say that. The card
Yeah.
looks good on paper, but it's all about the execution.
And I believe the main events mainly will deliver. Like that's no doubt, especially for night two, which we'll get into later. But I mean,
One thing
look,
that
I
did
know
upset me
for
though from
one.
the little clip I saw, the one thing that did upset me that I saw from Unreal, a little clip, was apparently the reason why the Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan match from WrestleMania was cut short was to make time for the main event. And even afterwards, I think Triple H was like thanking Liv Morgan for like, agreeing to keep the match shorter. And even Liv Morgan was getting a lot of heat for that too, because they were saying that like Sasha Banks or Bailey or Becky would have fought for the women to get more time and to get like actual time for their match and whatnot. But then they got that
Hmm,
7 minute match. I mean, I'll say this. If Stephanie Vaquero was injured and that's the reason why they made the match so short, I get it. But if they made the match short just for those stupid ass ad breaks and to give more time to the main event, yo, that's mad whack. Mad whack, son.
it is. Speaking of Stephanie Valkyrie, when she can post the return?
I'm not sure, but she even said herself, I think even in the show they revealed it that like, she was dealing with a lot of injuries and she was really beat up. And that's why she's been pretty much gone since WrestleMania.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, happens. Like, yeah, I refuse to watch this season. I'm like, yeah, after those last 2 seasons, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to dedicate any more time to this. They reveal too much. And also, Triple H is going on saying how, like, he was like calling out like the old timers and like the old school dudes who were calling out that show and like shitting on it, saying how like it's okay for them to like, expose the business and expose secrets about the business on their podcast, but it's not okay for WWE to expose it on that show. But the thing that the biggest difference is that the old timers that he's talking about are talking about things that happened years ago, decades ago. But Triple H and WWE's creative and their production team are literally exposing things that are happening right before our eyes right now. And Triple H, even in that interview yesterday, just exposed the fact that Oba Femi's been getting mentored by Brock Lesnar for the last few months, like for their feud. I'm like, bro, we don't want to hear that right now. If you want to say that in a few years, fine. But like these dudes are about to fight in Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam, and you're gonna tell us like right in the middle of this that they're friends and then he mentors him this that and they drink beer together. Bro, what are you doing, son?
You don't do that. That that's
Yeah,
like that's
like I
like
said, maybe.
that's like that's like saying how like, oh, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker were eating with each other and they're about to have Hell in a Cell back in '97.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we don't want to see that. We don't want to hear about that. It's cool if
You
they
want
do
that?
that,
You
that's
want?
fine, but like
It's a
in the
magic
middle of
show.
one
Like
of the storylines. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
you want that perception that it's real. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin said himself, like a long time ago. Like when you're watching a magic show, right? You don't want to know how the trick happened. It's a magic show. That's what it's. That's the whole point of it. So us as wrestling fans, yeah, we know how it is, but it's just there's a part of us that's like we don't want to know. We don't.
Yeah, like for instance, in the scene in Boys in the Hood when Ricky gets killed, imagine John Singleton coming on screen before the scene happens. Oh, by the way, these aren't real bullets. Oh, by the way, everybody in the cast is all real friends. Now watch the rest of the movie. That would ruin the whole
Yeah.
damn scene.
Right.
Yeah, but what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm just a critic. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think I
But
might
then
have to
again,
write a
you
diss
got to
to Triple
remember
H.
though,
I think it's gonna.
the whole Unreal show was all probably like a whole Netflix decision because like, oh well, since you're gonna broadcast your stuff on Netflix, why don't you just do this show and because the show is pretty much mainly for new fans and people who don't even watch the product. So it, that's pretty much what it's for.
Yeah, honestly, looking back at it now, like ever since they moved to Netflix, Raw's gotten worse, and the product as a whole has gotten worse. I kind of wish they had stayed on USA.
Dude, I'm telling you, we had it so good, Kurt, when we had even Peacock was okay, but all the content was there, man. It was so simple just to like PLE, cool. I could just watch it on there. If I want to watch old content, it's there. You know?
But greed is a motherfucker. That's the best way I could put it.
Monopoly. Now I understand Monopoly now.
Yeah, now when I watch Entourage and I watch like the Ari Gold character, because Ari Emanuel was like the inspiration for that character on the show, I'm like, yeah, I want to beat this
Yeah.
dude's ass. He's not charming to me anymore.
Who?
Ari Gold on
Wait, which?
Entourage. Because
I
Ari
mean, look,
Gold
he
from
can be a dick
Entourage,
at
he's
times,
big.
but he means well. I
Nah,
mean,
he's funny, but I'm saying like now that I know about Ari Emanuel and like all the bullshit he's been pulling with WWE lately, it makes me like that character a
yeah.
lot less now.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, the actor who played Ari, like Jeremy Piven said, one of the reasons why he's had a hard time finding like, roles ever since then is because even though that character is not real, because of the whole PC culture and the Me Too stuff, it kind of cost him like a lot of acting roles.
Oh man, see, yeah, it's stupid.
It's like, yo, he's a fucking character. He's not a real person. Well, I mean, he's based on a real person, but I'm saying the
Exactly.
character itself
And also,
is not a real person.
you gotta remember, like when that show came out, dude. That show came out like in like what mid 2000s, man. Times were
Yeah.
different.
Yo, he said some wild shit. I'll never forget this one time he says to Lloyd, like the assistant, he's like, yo, if this project doesn't get through, we're all fucked. And we're fucked in the way you like to get fucked, not the way that normal people like to get fucked. Oh, son. Oh, my. And then there was this other scene where, like, his wife was like, talking about, like, being an actress. And, like, they were, like, watching some show. And, like, she's, like, telling him, honey, please tell me that I look as good now as I did when I was still on TV. And he's like, I would, but that was 10 years ago. And now they make the picture in high def.
Gosh,
Oh, son.
wow,
Oh, my God, son. Yo, that dude gave no
I was
fucks. Yo, he was an
surprised.
asshole.
It
He was
took
an
him
asshole, but damn, he was funny.
literally. It took him like I forgot how many seasons there were. It literally took him like
7. There were 7. No,
yeah.
my
It
bad.
took him
8. 8.
damn
There was
near
8.
like what? Okay, it took him damn near like what to the sixth or seventh season for them to like, oh, we're gonna get counseling now.
Yeah, he like finally had an epiphany at
Damn.
the end. Like the last episode, I think he had like an epiphany.
Yeah,
But just overall, yeah, yeah. Honestly, take that character away from the show, it's nowhere near as good.
I agree.
All right, but enough about
You know
Entourage.
what?
Let's get into
I never
Summers.
thought about that.
What's up?
I never thought about that now, but it makes sense now. You're right.
Yeah, he was the ace in the hole in that show. Like, yo, Vincent Chase is great. Funny, my friend L, they compare him to Vincent Chase back in the day because he had like a similar hairstyle back then.
Wait, what?
My friend L, who did the show with us a few weeks ago, like back then, like back when Entourage was on, he had like a similar haircut to Vincent Chase. And like when we would like be working at his job, people would always say like he looked like him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but in any event, yeah, funny. Turtle probably did the best out of all of them since that show ended. Yeah, Turtle did work. Yeah, ever since Entourage ended.
Love Turtle.
Yeah, he lost mad weight. And honestly, like for him being like the loser on that show for the majority of it, yo, he pulled some baddies. Yo, he pulled a lot of baddies like throughout that show. Hell, in the movie too.
He did.
Yeah, Lauren London, I think he dated in a few episodes. The daughter from The Sopranos, he like dated for like a whole season. And then in the movie, he
Oh,
was with Ronda Rousey. Yeah,
I
Turtle
haven't
got
watched
it
the
in.
movie in forever. Yeah,
The movie was
I haven't
okay.
watched
The
it.
movie was just okay.
Yeah,
But anyway, all right, let's get into SummerSlam. SummerSlam's taking place this Saturday and this Sunday from Minneapolis, Minnesota, US Bank Stadium. And it is a very stacked card. This will be the second ever two-night SummerSlam and the first SummerSlam to take place in Minneapolis since 1999.
That's right. And also, that one was remembered for mainly for one thing, Jesse the Body Ventura, ladies and gentlemen, because he was a special guest referee for the Triple H and Mankind match, and
And
yeah,
Austin,
Stone Cold Steve
Austin.
Austin, Triple H, and Mankind. Yeah, but because he was the governor of Minnesota at the time, which is
Yeah, it
pretty
worked
very
out
interesting.
perfectly. I thought you were gonna
Oh
say
yeah.
people mainly remember that summer. I thought you were gonna say people mainly remember that SummerSlam for the Kiss My Ass match between The Rock and Billy Gunn.
Oh God. Yeah, that was pretty
Oh
much
man.
the that was the moment where the singles run for Billy Gunn's not working.
Yeah, basically. But I will say the highlight of that whole SummerSlam was the Test and Shane McMahon Greenwich Street fight. That match was wild.
Oh shit, I forgot about that match too. You know, I may rewatch that. I may rewatch that
It's not a bad
probably
SummerSlam. It's
today.
not a bad SummerSlam.
It's all right. Decent. It's all right. Yeah.
Funny, yeah. The last time the SummerSlam took place in Minneapolis was also the same year the last time the Knicks went to the finals before this year.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And that
What's the
summer was
coincidence?
crazy.
What a coincidence!
Yeah, huge, gigantic coincidence. Yeah, so SummerSlam is coming
Wow.
back to Minneapolis. Yeah, SummerSlam will be taking place in Minneapolis. And we do have a stat card for both nights of SummerSlam. And I'm going to break down this card and we're going to give our predictions. So for the Women's World
Yes.
Championship, Liv Morgan, in her first televised title defense since winning the title at WrestleMania over 3 months ago, will defend her title against the 2026 Queen of the Ring winner, Io Sky.
So it was weird how they booked this match earlier at Night of Champions and the Queen of the Ring final just to have a rematch again at SummerSlam. It was weird.
Yeah,
No
very odd
offense to
way to
Liv
do
Morgan, I
things.
love. Huh?
Yeah, very odd way to do things. Having Liv Morgan in the damn Queen of the Ring tournament itself was also very strange. And the fact that she hasn't defended the title at all in over 3 months and they couldn't find one or two challengers for her in that time frame, that is another indictment on their creative team.
Her title run has not
Fucking
been good,
total
Kyle.
heads. And honestly,
Just
the way they've been booking her the last 3 months, she's not even a wrestler. She's a damn manager.
yeah.
Yeah, she's a fucking
So you're kind
valet
of breaking up
now.
this.
Yeah, she's not a wrestler anymore. She's a fucking valet. She's a fucking manager.
Yeah. It's just like I said, her title reign has not been good. You went through all that trouble to defeat my precious Stephanie Vaquer, to have her have a lukewarm title reign. So, and now they're gonna have a rematch again. They're gonna have for the this time for the title. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. At this rate of what I'm seeing, it's you have to put the belt on EO Sky. You have to.
Honestly, even if they do, I don't think things are going to be any better. Remember Io Sky's title reign last year?
Yeah,
Remember how she had like all that momentum coming out of WrestleMania when she beat Bianca and Rhea in that triple threat match, and then she didn't have another title defense for 3 months?
that's the writer's fault.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That even if Io Sky wins the title here, I don't think anything's going to be any better. They're probably going to book her like shit too.
I don't know. We don't know that. I think lately the women's division has
I
been
wouldn't.
just
I yeah. I would not give them that much credit. I wouldn't. I would not give them that much faith. Because, like, yeah, I don't really even blame Liv Morgan for this. Yeah, just like I said, blame the writers and I blame the creator for this. And like I said, Io Sky, even if she wins on Saturday, I don't think things are going to be any better with her as champion. I feel like now I'm starting to feel like they resent the fact that that Evolution show last year did so well, despite how badly they did to promote it going into it. I feel like they resented the fact that it did so well and was one of the better shows of the year, and they've been sabotaging the women's division ever since.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, like just the women's division has not been good. Look, you got a lukewarm title reign from Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley was hurt. Well, it
Injured.
is hurt, but at first you didn't have her drop the belt, and then you're gonna do we're gonna do an interim women's champion. I'm like, what interim? I'm confused. Traditionally, when somebody gets hurt, if you're the champion, you just drop the belt. You relinquish the
But maybe
title.
maybe they think she's going to come back right after SummerSlam, so maybe they didn't want to take up the title from her, because of that. But still, if she's injured and she can't defend the title after a certain amount of time, yeah, you strip her of the title, and then when she gets back, she could be the first challenger. But yeah, this whole interim bullshit is weird, very weird.
It is weird. I never heard anything like that before. Interim
On AEW,
champion.
they do it.
Oy. Interim.
Yeah, in
Okay, that's the
AEW, they did
first.
that with Punk. Yeah, in AEW, they did that with Punk. Like when Punk won the title, and then he got injured right after. They had John Moxley as interim champion for like a few months.
Oh, I remember that. It was
Yeah,
weird.
so all right, so let's get our prediction for this match as far as Io Sky and Liv Morgan. I feel like since Liv Morgan hasn't had a title defense, and also the fact that Raquel just won the women's IC title, maybe they want to keep the crew stronger for longer. So maybe in that sense, Liv Morgan will find a way to retain.
Yeah, due to the fact that she lost in the first matchup. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't have any faith in Liv right now. How the way things are going, and I get it. They just put the women's IC belt on Raquel, but I still feel that Io Sky needs to have it. Io Sky, after WrestleMania 41 last year, just her momentum just went downhill because of booking and all that stuff, and that's not her fault. But I really think that she deserves a chance, and I think she's going to win.
if that happens, great. But like I said, even if she gets the title back, I don't have any faith in the creative to do justice by her title reign.
Right.
And also another thing I don't have a lot of faith in is for them to actually pay off this whole like tension between Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and then like the Liv Morgan and Raquel stuff from earlier this year. Because I remember they did that with Dominic and Finn, and they stretched that out for a whole year. And by the time they finally pulled the trigger on it, it was kind of too late. So now I'm starting to feel like it might be the same thing with this whole scenario.
Mm, interesting. I see.
Or who knows? Maybe yeah, or who knows? Maybe like Roxanne or Raquel might accidentally cost Liv the match, and that will lead to them breaking up. But like I said, I'm not going to put too much faith in them because they have not given me any reason to have faith in them. But with that being said, I think Liv Morgan finds a way to retain her title.
Okay.
So on to the next match. We have a 6-woman tag team match as we have the Bella Twins and Paige taking on Fatal Influence.
Huh. And this is from SmackDown, and I haven't really been keeping up with this storyline per se. Um. Hmm. Interesting. Um.
SmackDown isn't.
I'm I'm just gonna go with the Bella Twins and Paige winning this match.
Oh, I completely disagree with you. I think Fatal Influence
Oh.
wins, and either one or two things happens. Fatal
Okay.
Influence wins, and Paige ends up getting pinned, and then the Bellas turn on Paige, and that sets up a potential tag team match with the Bellas taking on Paige and a returning AJ Lee down the road, or Paige turns on the Bella Twins and then joins Fatal Influence. One of those two scenarios goes down.
Okay.
But I do think Fatal Influence wins, and yeah, it's time for like a change as far as the Paige and Bella Twin situation goes. Somebody needs to turn heel. Somebody needs to turn heel.
Gotcha.
And we have another 6-man tag taking place for SummerSlam. We have LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and
Yeah,
Royce Keys taking on the bloodline of Jimmy and Jay Uso and Jacob Fatu.
this is so
Another
weird because
person
it's
they
like when I
fumbled
see,
over the last few months. Another person they fumbled in the last few months too.
yeah, this is so weird, man. It's like it feels like the bloodline are like heels again, but it's like Roman's like the baby face, and it's so weird and confusing, man.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Another problem with the booking is that there's like no defined roles for a lot of these feuds. Hell, even for the main
Right.
events, for Cody and Punk, and also for Roman and Seth, there's like no defined babyface and heel in either scenario.
Oh no, 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 no. For Punk and Cody, it's definitely look, it's definitely babyface versus babyface. Definitely, it's Roman and Seth is a bit confusing for me.
Now, but that's what I mean for all these different for these all these different scenarios. There's like no defined like good guy versus bad guy. It's kind of like in between.
Well, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, I mean, we'll get into that later though. But I just like when I see Roman and Seth, it was like you could automatically like, oh, this is super confusing. Punk and Cody, you're like, look, they just had their first segment with each other, and they were pretty much just voicing their opinions. That was it. They're both baby faces. That was just very clear from the beginning. So I'm not confused about that one. Um, but back to the 6-man tag match. With Solo Sokoa now a babyface now, and this new upcoming Royce Keys and LA Knight. Look, you got to put LA Knight, Solo Sokoa, and Royce Keys to win this match.
I hope they do. I really hope they win too. This and another problem is the whole bloodline storyline stretching out again. Like
Yeah,
it feels like this thing was over 2 3 years ago, and now they're like running back to it because they
right,
don't have anything
right,
else.
right. It's coming old,
Yeah,
man.
and yeah, and Triple H talks about like not wanting to have Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble because he doesn't want to shove him down people's throats. But yet that's the same thing he did with Jey Uso last year.
True, true,
Yeah, and yeah, Jey Uso was
true.
kind of gone for TV from a couple weeks up until last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was because of the whole divorce situation. But in any event,
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I heard about that. So, um, yeah,
is what it is.
we're picking LA Knight, Solo, and Royce.
Yeah, I picked them to win. Funny enough, LA Knight teamed up with the Usos for a 6-man tag at WrestleMania, and now he's in a 6-man tag on opposing teams for them at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and he's a babyface now. Crazy.
LA Knight was always a babyface. He hasn't been a heel in like 3 years.
No, I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm talking about for Solo. Sorry.
Yeah, Solo's a babyface. Hell, funny, Solo's never had an actual match at WrestleMania.
No. Let's
Yeah, really
hope
weird, but
with this turn and this momentum that he's getting, let's hope that he finally will get his WrestleMania match next year.
hopefully he does. But moving on to the rest of the card, we have Gunther going one on one with the former SmackDown general manager and his first ever match in WWE, Nick Aldis,
Man,
Mr. Mickey James.
Nick, oh Gunther, I feel so bad for him, dude. Like you went from being a career killer to like you're being screwed now.
He
So,
went from main eventing. He went from being in the title match at SummerSlam the last 2 years, retiring John Cena,
yeah,
Goldberg, AJ Styles, and like he's in a random match at SummerSlam against a dude who hasn't wrestled in years, who was the on-screen authority for
yeah,
the first three
man,
years too.
crazy. Gunther needs to get his momentum back. I have him winning. Get his momentum back and get him back into that title hunt. And yeah, Gunther's winning.
Hey, look, I'm rooting for Nick Aldis. I think he'll put in a great performance. This is his first ever match in
Yeah,
WWE. I'm happy he's finally
yeah,
getting like a match like this. But at the same time, I kind of do shake my head at kind of what they've done with Gunther, or ever since he retired. John Cena kind of feels like he's not as special as he should be, and this is like a very odd match for him to be in at a big event like SummerSlam. And with that being
Yep.
said, there is no other way this match should end other than Gunther winning.
Dude, it would be embarrassing if you lost this match.
Yeah,
Wow.
another one they kind of fumbled in a way too. Damn, they fumbled half the damn roster over the last year. Damn, son.
Right.
All
Oh
right, but yeah,
boy.
I have Gunther winning that match, and let's get on to our main events for night one. In the final encounter, the Hell in a Cell, the blow off, we have Obafemi going one on one with Brock Lesnar.
In Brock Lesnar's hometown, ladies and gentlemen, of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Um, they teased Brock Lesnar retiring at WrestleMania earlier this year. I think the fact that SummerSlam is in his hometown, I think that this is it for him.
No, it's
You,
not.
it was
I'm
kind of
never gonna
weird.
trust them. I'm never gonna trust them again when it comes to Brock Lesnar retirements. After that shit they pulled at WrestleMania, only for him to come back a month later, I'm never trusting them with a Brock
What?
Lesnar retirement again.
Okay, but listen, I get it, I get it. But look, you it was just weird how you have Open Femi win the King of the Ring, and then he's just like, "Nah, I'm going to put it off so I can finish my feud with Brock." It was super weird. It's like it really just defeats the purpose of winning that tournament now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like it would be weird if you went through all that trouble to win that tournament. You put your title shot aside to finish your feud and then lose. Nah, man, that's impossible. Oba Femi's winning.
Yep, there's no other way for this match to end other than Obafemi finally slaying the beast once and for all. Because for the way this feud is gone, it's been mainly designed to get Obafemi to that next level, and for him to lose this feud after all that they've done with it ever since WrestleMania time, it'd be another indictment on the creative team. But as dumb and as boneheaded as a lot of their creative moves have been, I don't think they're that dumb and boneheaded. So with that being said, I think Obafemi picks up the win here. I think it'll be a crazy, violent ass match. Funny, only Brock's third ever Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, and this is the and second Hell in a Cell match. The last one was 2008 between Edge and Undertaker.
Oh yeah, at SummerSlam. Yeah. And
Crazy.
if this match could be close to being as good as that one, holy shit, are we in for a ride come Saturday night?
Oh yeah, I think this one's gonna be violent, especially from the last one between Punk and McIntyre. Ooh, boy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's gonna be
this
a
one's gonna be
spectacle.
violent.
It's definitely gonna be a spectacle.
Oh man,
And
yeah.
so we both have Obafemi winning, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk through the neighborhood like this.
Huh?
I'm gonna walk through the neighborhood like this, the Obafemi strut.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so on to the main event. Or maybe they're gonna squash it. Maybe after the match, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar are gonna like shake hands, hug, and then do the Oba strut to the back together.
Oh hell.
Oh shit. Nah, Oba and Cody threw that entrance together because of Cody's roots.
Right.
Shit. Our brother. So speaking of Cody Rhodes, our black brother, that gets us into our main event for night one of SummerSlam. We have for the WWE Championship CM Punk coming fresh off of winning the WWE Championship just a few weeks ago, defending his title against our brother, our black brother, Cody Rhodes.
Stop. Listen, I really wish they would have
Hey, he
saved
marched
this
with
match
Dr.
for
King.
WrestleMania.
Yo, have some respect for that dude. He marched with Dr. King
Right.
and Malcolm X.
Right. In all seriousness, I really wish they would have saved this match for WrestleMania. That was the original plan, but they want to make SummerSlam bigger than Mania this year, so this is why we're having this match. Um,
And also,
listen,
also apparently this was supposed to be the main event for WrestleMania this year, back in April, but because of Seth Rollins' injury, a whole bunch of things changed.
yeah,
But we're getting it
yeah.
now.
Yeah. And like Punk said, I like how he said, like, look, we've been running to each other a lot, but it was going to come to a time where we can't avoid each other no more. And he was right. It all comes down to this now. So Um, Look, Punk had just won the title. We cannot be always putting the title on Cody all the time. Can't. Just you can't.
But funny enough, Punk has a lot of bad luck with SummerSlam as far as titles go.
Champion. Yeah,
Yeah,
2011.
he's been
Uh,
he's been
last
cashed in
year.
on twice. Yeah, he's been cashed in on twice, including last year. And with that being said, and considering that he just won the title back and just moved to SmackDown a few weeks ago, and also considering that Cody's been the champion like on and off for like the last 2 years, I think Punk
Yeah.
retains. I think Punk retains,
Thank you.
but even though Punk retains, I have a funny feeling that maybe, perhaps, fingers crossed, Cody Rhodes turns heel.
Ooh. Ooh, boy. Wow. Oof. Now you
I
know
think
one
it's
thing.
time. I think it will do at this point. It would do him a lot of good. I feel like as far as like him being the babyface champion, I feel like they need to try something else, or at the very least, keep him from the title picture for a while after this. But one way or another, I think Punk retains the title, and if Cody does turn heel afterwards, that'll be the icing on the cake.
Okay. Now you did mention about how Punk historically at SummerSlam and title matches has been bad luck. He actually had the only time where he was a bit was successful was back in 2009 against Jeff Hardy.
Also, 2012, he retained at 2012 against Cena and
Oh
Big
yeah,
Show in that.
12. Yeah, correct. Yeah, yep. But yeah, Punk retains.
Yeah, I think Punk retains too. This match kind of feels a little bit rushed in a way, but I can't complain. It's been a match I've been dying to see for years, so I'm still excited for it
Yeah.
regardless. But yeah, Punk wins, and yeah, I think Cody needs to definitely turn. And if he doesn't turn, at least if he loses this match, he needs to stay out of the title picture for a while.
Yeah, this is similar back to 2008 when they booked John Cena versus Batista. When I was saying to myself, "Oh man, they could have waited till WrestleMania," but nah, because of the draft, they decided to put both Batista and John Cena on Raw. That's why they did it. But yeah, this is very similar.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I think this will be a better match in many ways, and hopefully, yes, it does deliver. But I think with Punk, just Punk, honestly, throughout this whole year, he's been one of the few bright spots of the entire show. Between Raw and SmackDown, he's been like the main bright spot because everything he's usually in is usually good or great.
Yeah, and like I said, dude, the ratings have been a little bit better these past 3 weeks on SmackDown ever since he's been on that show as the champion.
Yeah, it's definitely like giving them a little bit of a boost. Like I said, they still need
Yeah.
a lot of other work, but at least they have this for
Yeah.
now. And yeah, like if Punk is the main babyface on SmackDown, that frees up Cody to be a heel, and yeah, for him to like actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Like now that Punk is there to fill that void of like maybe being like the main babyface, yeah, Cody can be heel and maybe be that main heel for the time being.
True. True. Or hopefully, Kevin Owens comes back and he could be that heel maybe. So
Or maybe Kevin Owens comes out and screws Cody out of the match, and then that leads to Cody and Kevin Owens feuding after SummerSlam.
yeah. I would love to see a Punk versus Kevin Owens storyline, Kurt.
That'd be cool at some point, especially considering like their past history. They were never cool with each other back in
Yeah.
the
The
independent scene.
Indies. Oh my God. From Ring of Honor? Oh. Woo,
Yeah, Kevin
boy.
Owens wasn't really a fan of Punk. Yeah, I don't think he still is, but yeah, I remember like him in interviews back in the day
Oh.
saying that he wasn't really a fan of his.
They only had one encounter backstage when Punk returned to the WWE. So that was
They had
yeah,
a
I
back and
remember
forth
that.
segment. They had a back and forth segment in the ring around the time of Royal Rumble last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because Owens was in the title match with Cody and Punk was in the Rumble, so were kind of teasing that.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
anyway, yeah, we have Punk retaining the title, so let's get on to night two. So night two for the Intercontinental Championship. This is one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most. We have Penta defending his title against the hometown boy Chad Gable.
Oh my God. I forgot about this match. Oh, For night two, outside of the main event, this is the one match I'm so looking forward to. Chad Gable has another shot at redemption, ladies and gentlemen, because there were times in the past, back in 2024, when he should have won the Intercontinental Championship, but instead they put it on Sami Zayn, and now he has another opportunity to get it done. I think ever since his, that El Grande Americano story was fun and all, but he's done with it. That's in the past now, and on the bigger things, and this is the biggest thing for him right now. He needs to get it done. Chad Gable will be the new Intercontinental Champion. Penta's done a great job with that belt. I was happy that he won the belt earlier this year, though, but he had it, long enough. It's time for Chad Gable to carry that belt now.
Yeah, Chad Gable had a lot of momentum coming out of that AAA match with um, El Grande Americano back in May. Even though he lost, he came out of that match with a lot of momentum and a lot of fanfare, and he's been like pretty much white hot ever since. I think this is the hottest he's ever been in his career. Even
Yes.
3 years ago when he had that feud with Gunther, I think he's never been hotter than he is now. So they have to
Yes.
take advantage of it, and also considering that it's in its hometown, he has to win
Yeah.
this match. Like this is
I
his
didn't realize
last
he was from
chance
the.
at winning. Yeah, he is. So with that being said, this is his last chance to like win a singles title, and this is his best chance to win
Yeah.
one for that matter too. So they need to pull the
Please don't
trigger
screw
here.
it
It
up.
has to happen. Yeah, it has to happen
Yeah.
here. They have one job. They have one thing to do in this match, and that's for Chad Gable to win the Intercontinental title. All love to
Thank you.
Penta.
And
Penta's had a great title reign. All respect to him, but this is the right outcome, and there's no other outcome
thank
that should
you.
happen for
And he,
this match other than Chad Gable winning the title.
Thank you. And he had it for long enough. He had it for long enough. He had a great Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania. He's been putting on great matches since he had the belt, but he had it for long enough, man. And here's your opportunity. Guys, do not screw it up. Please don't. This is like the mid card version of Cody's story.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
True. So, yeah. So, don't
And
screw it
also
up.
considering and also considering the many great intercontinental title matches we've had at SummerSlam over the years, I think this one's going to be another one we throw into that mix.
Yeah. Especially with the emotions after
Yeah,
if Chad
definitely.
were to win. So yeah, with the emotions, that's a big thing that we're missing. So yeah, so we're picking Chad Gable to win the Intercontinental Championship match with his matchup against Penta. That should be a great match. I'm really looking forward to this match outside
Yeah,
the
like
main
I
event.
said, yeah, just like you said, other than the main event, this is the match I'm most hyped for night two. So let's move on to our
Yes.
next match. Speaking of ladder matches, we have a five-way ladder match to decide who's going to be the interim women's champion. As we have Tiffany Stratton, the women's United States champion, also from Minnesota, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, and tomorrow night we're going to have a match on SmackDown to decide who's going to be the final woman to be in this match between Julia and Lash Legend.
Nia Jax pretty much saying that she got robbed last week, so now her tag team partner Lash Legend can fill in. I think Lash Legend
Well,
will
if she
fill
wins
in.
tomorrow, well, yeah, if she wins tomorrow, well, she
Yeah,
probably will because they do jack shit with Julia.
yeah, yeah. I think Lash Legend will fill in for that fifth spot. As far as picking a winner, hmm, that would be funny if Jake Cargill is the interim champion,
Nah, I don't think
and
they
then
need to do that. They already did that feud. I think that's already dead.
I know, but I'm just saying that'd be funny if they did that. Oh man. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think Charlotte's gonna win too. Charlotte hasn't been the champion in a while. I think Charlotte and
Yeah.
Rhea going one on one against each other again would be an appealing match because it's been a while since they've done it. So yeah, I also pick Charlotte Flair to
Yeah.
win.
And it's something that will be good because, like I said, Kurt, the women's division has not been good lately.
It hasn't been. Yeah, it really hasn't been.
Uh,
AEW's women's division shits on WWE's women's division right now.
yeah.
Oh, speaking honestly, in yeah, I think All In at the end of the month is gonna give SummerSlam a run for its money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the card for All In looks great, especially the women's title match between Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Monet.
Interesting.
They had a great segment on Dynamite last night.
Mm.
Yeah, so but with that being said, yeah, I do think Charlotte Flair finds a way to win the title here, and then when Rhea Ripley comes back, they have another match down the
Yeah,
line.
that matchup, if they were to do that, will really spark things and help things out. So
And I think this is actually going to be the first women's ladder match in SummerSlam history.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, they never did a ladder match for the women at SummerSlam before. That's what I think they should have done last year with Bailey,
Yeah.
Lyra, and also Becky. But then they ended up doing Becky and Lyra in that like no holds barred match that didn't really land. Yeah, but in any event, so yeah, I have Charlotte winning. Also, let's move on to a match that I know you cannot wait for: the Money's on the Pole match between Danhausen, the Knicks' new mascot, and Dominic Mysterio.
Stupid. Oh, we just literally just went over that segment, one of the worst segments, not just in Raw history, but the history of the WWE. Kurt, I don't even know why this match was booked. Who booked this crap?
Because Danhausen sells a lot of merch. That's why they booked it. Danhausen is at
Uh,
WrestleMania. He was like number three in merchandise sales behind Cody and Punk.
I
And plus, he was all over the Knicks playoff run. He was like at the Garden for some of the finals games. I mean, I'd rather have him at the finals games than Trump, so I'll take it. But yeah, the whole
ten
Danhausen dude is
thousand
market
dollars. No, $100,000. Wow.
whatever the fuck it is. But with that being said, I think Danhausen wins. And yeah, that's that. I really
Yeah.
don't have any interest in this match either. Look, I have nothing against
No.
Danhausen, the character, but as far as like the matches and things like this, I don't have any interest in. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna like turn it off if the match comes on. I'm gonna turn it off and just
Or if your
wander
girlfriend comes
off and do
in,
something else. Just for yeah, probably like for maybe like 10 minutes. I'll wander off and do something else for a little bit though. But yeah, I really don't care for this match. But if I had to pick, yeah,
yo,
you're right. I'm picking Danhausen.
yeah, look how far Dominic's fallen in the last 2 years. SummerSlam 2 years ago, he was a part of that great super heel turn when he turned on Rhea to side with Liv Morgan, and then last year he had that good
Yeah.
match with AJ Styles, and then this year he's doing this. The fuck.
Wow,
Yeah, Wow is right. Yeah, some dog shit. Yeah, major league dog shit.
man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be very negative on this show today, ladies and gentlemen, but I just have to call bullshit when I see it. All right, but it is what it is. So Danhausen wins, and who knows? Maybe Cat will be in his corner.
Who?
Carl Anthony Towns, because he like helped him in that segment on Saturday Night's Main Event a couple weeks ago when he choke slammed JD McDonough at the Garden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was basically like a whole Nick celebration. It wasn't even a wrestling show. I mean, I don't have a problem with it considering the circumstances, but yeah, I wasn't paying no money to go to that.
Right, right.
All right, but in any event, so for the United States Championship, we have the champion Trick Williams defending against the returning recently Baron Corbin.
I don't know, man. This is Baron Corbin just made his return. I would be low key kind of upset if he won, especially what they've just done to Carmelo Hayes. Um, I think Trick Williams needs to retain, and then after that, moving forward, you got to mix Carmelo Hayes into the feud between him, Baron Corbin, and Trick Williams. You gotta this is the second time they screwed him over, man.
Maybe by some chance, maybe tomorrow night on SmackDown they'll do an angle where they add Carmelo Hayes into the match for SummerSlam.
Oh,
But
I
I
would
was
love
hearing
that.
apparently, yeah, I was hearing apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, that the company doesn't really see anything in Carmelo Hayes, like he's not one of their main priorities, and that's why he's getting left off of SummerSlam. Also, like he got left off of WrestleMania, which is some grimy ass shit. But
Stupid.
I don't know if it's true or not. But if it is true, yeah, that's some clown ass shit on WWE's part.
Stupid. Right.
Yeah, and the dude had a good reign as U.S. champion earlier this year. Like his matches on SmackDown, like in the beginning part of the year, were like one of the better parts of the show. And then a few weeks before
Yeah.
WrestleMania, they took the belt off of him. He didn't even get to be on the WrestleMania card. And then they had him in this feud with Trick Williams, like right around SummerSlam time. And then they just pushed him to the side for Baron Corbin, who literally just came back.
Right. And you just hand him the number one contendership to him?
I think
Come
even
on,
Baron
man.
Corbin said himself. I think Baron Corbin even said himself that Carmelo Hayes should also be in this match. I think somebody put up a post saying that also, and then he said a response like saying that he agreed with it.
Really?
Yeah, apparently somebody put up a post about that, and yeah, Baron Corbin like co-signed it.
Good. I
Yeah, shout out to
good for
Baron
him.
Corbin.
Yeah. I would do the
But I
same
think,
thing.
but I think Trick Williams retains. Yeah, I think Trick Williams somehow retains.
Yeah. Yeah. Despite putting
Okay,
all that fur on that belt, though, it was just a little bit too much.
I've seen worse things,
Yeah.
like the 24/7
Right.
title.
Right. The Divas Championship, Kurt. Yeah.
Oh God, the butterfly belt that definitely deserves to be set on fire. If I've ever seen anything that deserves to be set on
Right.
fire.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, in our number one contenders match for the WWE Championship, we have the former champion Sami Zayn going one on one with Finn Balor. And funny enough, they both came into my
Ooh,
job last week. Yeah, they both came into my job last week along with Sami Zayn's wife and son.
nice.
Yeah, they were cool. Like I didn't bother them. Like I didn't like ask them for a picture or like say I'm a big fan of yours or anything. I just treated them like I
Yeah.
would treat any other guest.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, but it tripped me out. Like first, I
Uh,
see like I first like see this dude walking who looks like Sami Zayn because I work in a vegan restaurant and I know Sami Zayn's vegan. I'm like, it might be Sami Zayn, and then I walk past the table and I see his wife because I recognize his wife. And then I see Finn Balor walk by. I'm like, oh shit, it is Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, because they were in town for Saturday night's main event and also like Fanatics Fest and all that. So yeah, they came through.
that's
I
cool,
thought I was gonna
man.
see Kevin Owens too, but Kevin Owens was not there.
You know what? This is a matchup, if I'm being quite honest, where this is really hard to pick. Really unpredictable. Like, wow, like Finn Balor, for the first time since the Elimination Chamber, where he's kind of like in a title hunt again. And then Sami Zayn just coming off of his heartbreaking loss against CM Punk. Um, wow. Wow. I really don't know who to pick. That's wow.
I think Sami Zayn wins. I think Sami Zayn wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
same
Sami
here,
Zayn
man,
wins.
because he just he just lost the title, and if he were to lose out, kind of like that would be a momentum killer if he were to lose. You only have you didn't even have the belt for that long, and you lose, and then out of nowhere, and then you're back, kind of like back in a title hunt. Though, if you lose again, that would be devastating. Yeah, now that I think about that, yeah, you're right. Sami Zayn will win.
Yeah, I think he should win. I'm just happy that he's getting on the card on SummerSlam because after he lost the belt a few weeks ago, I was kind of concerned that he was gonna get left off the card. Period. But with this scenario, he gets in the card. Finn Balor also gets in the card too. I'm happy they're at least putting him in
Yeah,
somewhat of a marquee spot for SummerSlam, and hopefully it's like leading to other things down the road. And funny, this SummerSlam marks
yeah,
10 years since that SummerSlam where Finn Balor won the title, but then unfortunately got injured, and then he had to forfeit the title the next night.
yes, yes, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so I do hope Sami Zayn wins, and I think Sami Zayn has a feud with Punk coming out of SummerSlam. I think they're gonna have a feud after SummerSlam.
Same.
All right, so on to the main event of night two for the
Ooh, yes.
World Heavyweight Championship,
Ooh.
or possibly for the final time ever. We have Roman Reigns
Yeah.
defending his title against his former Shield mate, the man who's been a thorn in his side for the last whole decade plus, Seth
Yes.
freaking Rollins.
Oh, Kurt. I think sadly, there was a segment between those two talking about their history and about how this is possibly could be the last one. I think it is will be the last matchup between these two. It was very cryptic but sad at the same time because it felt like it was just yesterday, and it's like they're getting older, and it's getting to a point where they're not going to be here, you know, any longer. I do believe this is going to be the last matchup between these two. This whole story is about Roman getting the monkey off his back, and that monkey is Seth Rollins. You look back at the history between these two, dating back to their Shield days. This goes back to when Seth Rollins turned on Roman, the steel chair shot to the back, and all those matches that they had. Seth Rollins interfering in Roman Reigns' title match in the main event of WrestleMania 31 in a heist of the century. And then the following year, Seth defeating Roman at Money in the Bank at the which I was there in person, and then WrestleMania 40, Seth Rollins was the one who cost Roman Reigns his championship against Cody Rhodes because Roman put his attention to Seth instead of finishing his job. And then, last but not least, WrestleMania the following year, Seth Rollins took Roman Reigns' Wiseman Paul Heyman away from him. Yeah,
And
Seth
also
Rollins
pinned
has
him in
been a
that triple threat match
thorn.
too.
Huh?
And also he pinned
What's up?
Roman in that triple threat match last year at WrestleMania too.
Yeah, yeah. Bottom line, Seth Rollins has been a thorn in Roman Reigns for years. And look, he's finally going to do it. Roman Reigns is going to finally get that monkey off his back and retain his title. But it's I'm excited though, but man, this is going to be a sad ending because this is going to be their last time.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the few reasons why I'm actually watching SummerSlam this year is because of this match. I like
Yeah,
knew when they made this match official. I'm like, yeah, I have to watch this. I have to watch this. Like,
yeah,
because this goes back 14 years, like ever since they debuted in 2012, and all the other things you
yeah.
mentioned that have happened between them ever since Seth Rollins turned on Roman and the Shield. It just sucks that John Moxley can't be a part of this, but it is what it is.
True,
And yeah,
true. That would have
considering
been
all the different
the cherry on the top.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been nice, like, yeah, if he could have been a part of this, but obviously that can't happen. And yeah, Rollins has been that thorn in Roman's side for the last decade, all those different incidents that you mentioned. And with that being said, I feel like there's no logical way for this match to end other than Roman retaining his title and ending SummerSlam holding that belt up like he's done so many other times. And yeah, I'm still looking forward to it regardless. I think it'll be an epic match. I think they're both going to kill it. But yeah, this is definitely going to be bittersweet because yeah, I do believe this is probably going to be the last time we see these two wrestle each other.
And let's not forget too, though, we talk about the history between these two, but also let's not forget that um, Seth Rollins is going after the title that he never lost, Kurt, because he never lost that title.
That's
He
right.
had to relinquish the title because of an injury.
And they didn't do no interim champion bullshit during that scenario. I don't remember them
No,
doing that.
no, no, hell no, no.
Yeah.
Please.
And funny enough, apparently this was also supposed to be the other main event of WrestleMania this year was Roman and Rollins, but because Rollins got injured, they had to change plans.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been a perfect WrestleMania match, man. That
Yeah, and
it's
from
just
I didn't
I
watch
love.
it, and I didn't watch it, but from like what they were showing on Unreal when they were talking about like when Rollins got hurt, yeah, he was bummed the fuck out over this. Also, Braun Breaker was bummed out too.
Yeah. I love storylines where you have two wrestlers have a long history between two people and it's very personal and I love storylines like this and this is one of them. This is wow. Like we really, not just for me but also for you, it's like wow, we really like grown up because I remember this stuff like it was yesterday. Hell, like I said earlier, I was at that event, Money in the Bank, 10 years ago, watching that main event between Roman and Seth Rollins.
And I was at that
So
WrestleMania when Rollins, and I was at that WrestleMania when Rollins cashed in during the Roman
yeah,
and Brock match, and then he won the title. I was there for
yeah,
that.
yeah. Wow, insane, dude. It's
Yeah,
and
crazy
I'm
how
telling
long
you
this
that
stretched out.
that still chair shot to the back from Seth to Roman. That's like that's PTSD for Roman. It's because of that. That's why Roman lost the championship to Cody at WrestleMania 40. Kurt, when you
Yep.
really look deep, because Roman had an opportunity to finish the match. He had an opportunity to win that match, but no, he turned his attention towards Seth.
Yeah, I think Ezekiel's crying because of the way that match ended. I think, yeah, he's very upset that
Right.
Roman cost himself the title by doing that.
Hey, come here. What's wrong? Come here. Come here. We're almost done. We're almost done.
I will gladly do so. In song form. Will someone sort?
Yeah, Ezekiel, I know Seth Rollins has cheated Roman Reigns multiple times, and I think this weekend he finally gets his revenge. Right in time for your birthday. All right, so yeah, we
You know
both
what's
have
crazy?
Roman Reigns retain. Go ahead.
It was just really crazy how like I look back to last year's SummerSlam and this was like literally like what a couple days before he was born. It was insane.
Yeah, we did the SummerSlam like review show like the day before he was born, I think,
Yeah.
or actually the day he
Wow.
was born. Now that I think about it,
I think when hold on. When was last year's?
last year's was August 2nd and 3rd, and then we did the show on the 4th, and either
Oh,
Ezekiel was born that night or he was born the next day.
he was because he was supposed to be doing a fourth though. He was born on the fifth.
Okay, so he was born
Yeah,
the day after we did the review show.
yeah. Wow.
All right, so yeah, we both have Roman retaining, and that's how SummerSlam's gonna end, unless they do some crazy ass angle at the end of the show like they did last year with Brock returning. Maybe somebody else will return and attack Roman. Who knows? But regardless, Roman Reigns retains the title, and we finally put this issue between him and Seth Rollins to bed for good.
And look, it's gonna be the last one. It's gonna be a sad ending. It's end of an era, and also it was something that I wanted to be finishing because remember how we complained about they never finished their story from Royal Rumble 2022.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they never um, paid that off at all. They had Rollins, I think, win by disqualification, and they never really went back to it.
Yeah, and Roman ends the match with a chair shot to Seth, and that was it. And we're like, they didn't do anything, and they completely just pivoted to a different direction. So,
But no more pivoting this weekend. It's time to settle it
no,
once and for all. And it's going to be epic. And I think it will deliver. I don't think Roman and Seth have it in them to not deliver on this big a stage being SummerSlam and with everything that's built into this match coming Sunday. And yeah, I think it definitely is going to be one of the standouts of the whole weekend. And Roman's going to retain. That's going to be that. And yeah, it's going to be sad. But it's
yeah,
exactly the way the story needs to end. And it will end Sunday.
yes,
All right, so guys, follow us on our social media page, our Instagram, our Twitter, etc., our YouTube page. Subscribe. Let us know what you think. We'd love to debate with you guys about these topics in a healthy way. Keyword healthy way for those of you who don't understand. And yes, enjoy SummerSlam Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully, this is a home run show because WWE desperately needs it to be. And yeah, I'm not gonna come back to being a full-time fan. Like after SummerSlam, I'll probably go back into my, hiatus from it. But hopefully the show does deliver. I'm really hoping it does.
I hope so too, man. They have the intentions of wanting to make the SummerSlam bigger than Mania. Let's hope it's true. Like I said, the card looks good. One, a couple of matches that I just don't care about. But yeah, let's just hope, fingers crossed, that it will deliver. And just like Kurt said, yeah, follow us on social media. Also, if you have any questions or inquiries, email us at champsclash.pod@gmail.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and for John Randall, this is Conscious Kurt with another edition of Clash of Champions. Take care. Enjoy your SummerSlam weekend. And remember, don't be an asshole and a douchebag in real life or social media because that toxic bullshit is for the
It's for the
birds.
birds. It's been a long time since you've been said that. And also, it's been a
Yeah, it
long
has
time
been.
since I said this. Stay safe, stay blessed, and always stay adventurous.
Also, stay tuned for my straight out of 1986 AI album that's dropping next week. Stay tuned for that. A lot of good ass music on there. Also, my best friends El Rahmani and Ben Rahmani, their albums Rebel Music and also Hip Hop Poetry Volume 2 drop within the next week as well. Check out for those projects as well. And remember, stay safe, adventurous, especially in the bedroom, and have a good weekend. Take care.